Are you able to hear me? Right. So with all that particular idea about where exactly what category of AML implementation comes and what are the algorithms that fundamentally play a very vital role and the certain terminology, what is essential we have seen. Now, I don't go deep into the history of artificial intelligence. It just makes us go very vast, but at least the fundamental points as an enthusiast who is trying to learn artificial intelligence, we should know, we should check out. Many things people generally think that AI is something that has started some 5 or 6 years back or down the line 10 years when actually it's wrong. AI is not just part of the world suddenly when it has been there around 1950s itself when first Alan Turing he conducted a test called as Turing test, and then he fundamentally started stating the construct and composition of AI. The first base was the Turing test. Be very clear about that. AI came into the common man's level into the day-to-day commercialization in the recent past, but AI was there in scientific fields from many number of years. 1950s means you can understand. Almost all it is how many years, man? 70 years. Yes or no? 70 years of, you should understand the advancements we have done in medical sciences, the pharma industries, mainly the space research. Are you getting it? Mainly space research. So it all started with a mathematical approach where this particular person, Alan Turing, he was a mathematician and he was also a computer scientist, both. Then he started understanding that computerization on certain mathematical implementations can make the machines to behave artificially intelligent. I mean, the natural intelligence of the human beings, we can embed that into the machines was the main concept. And on that particular construct, this mathematician being a computer science expert, he started understanding how certain mathematical implementations that can solve the problems of the world, they can be pushed into the computer science and they can be done in a better way. So Turing test is nothing but very simple thing, man. It will determine, Turing test just determines whether a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior like a human being or not. Okay? Indistinguishing from the human being, can the machine do that particular piece of the work or not? That is nothing but the Turing test. So by using any kind of methodology, if you can make the machine do the job of what a human being will do, what a human being can do, the common sense with which human being can take decisions, in the same way, if a machine can take decisions and complete the corresponding task, you can just say like you have implemented the construct of the Turing test. Is that point clear to you? It can be as simple as, it need not be only computer science, man. It can be as simple as your criteria and composition of auto tuning of your radio by just pressing a button for different stations that are fundamentally available. Are you not having this intelligence of auto tuning in FM radios whenever you take them in the markets, man? Actually, to tune the radio, you should turn the knob according to the corresponding channels and you should have the intelligence of recognizing the signal is good or not. Yes or no? But if suppose like you are leaving it in auto tuning, Is not the machine is trying to do the job what a human being can do? So that's a Turing test. Turing test is not very complicated. It's as simple as you are determining whether a machine can execute an activity which is exclusively done by the intelligence of a human being. The more deeper you go, the more better you are making the machine artificially intelligent. Are you getting? So Turing test can be as simple as what? Auto door opening and closing. So whenever you are going and standing, whenever you are just about to go inside, is not your door is opening and closing automatically? That is also one kind of Turing test. Is that point clear? So don't look into artificial intelligence as a very big scope of the concern. Today it is becoming very vast, man. It is there, it is there. So what is the key idea? What is the fundamental key idea behind artificial intelligence? The key idea behind artificial intelligence is when a machine can engage in a conversation with human and the human cannot tell it's a machine, it's fundamentally called as intelligent. See, you're technically trying to design any particular door where identifying a particular object like human being at a specific distance, the door is automatically opening. Man. Are we engaging any human being to open the door here? No. So your machine is able to be in a virtual conversation with you. Conversation means what? You're not telling the machine, please open the door or close the door. Your activity of coming nearer to the door within a specific vicinity, if it is found, it is automatically opening. Means somewhere logically that machine is having intelligence of communicating with your approach towards the door. Am I correct? So artificial intelligence means it is as simple as any kind of activity what you think a human being can do, and that activity, if you can make it happen by a machine, it is artificial intelligence. So there can be very simple projects in artificial intelligence or not. And they can be very complicated projects if you're expecting the rule of the intelligence to be very, very high. Try to understand these particular factors very clearly. So what you are expecting to do, your machine can understand, and if your machine starts executing the task automatically without the intervention of the human being physically, it is considered as the machine is intelligent. The moment you say the machine is intelligent, you have embedded artificial intelligence into that particular machine. Is the basic idea is clear to you? So any automation you do in your day-to-day work is AI. Absolutely, yes, Satyendra. API, pipeline deployment. People are looking into artificial intelligence as a very big area. Automation is always there. Wherever automation is there, without the intervention of the human being, if it is happening, it's artificial intelligence. So, like an administrator is there, man, he has set a trigger in such a way that exactly in the night, after all the retail outlet stores are closed by their operations, and the signal has been given that they are done, taking automatic backup of the entire sales of that particular day is one kind of intelligence only. So nothing Ranbir, normal automation is basically partially it is artificial intelligence. If you can remove the total human interaction and you can make the machine automatically become autonomous by itself, it is AI. Are you getting me? That is what is the total goal of the industry. The day when the whole world is autonomously operating by machines without the intervention of the human beings, Now you just imagine the amount of demand for programmers like you. So don't you think that end users of the corresponding services will definitely lose their job? Am I correct? So because of AI, no doubt thousands of jobs are lost. In the same area, you should be very positive. Lakhs of jobs are created. But which kind of lakhs of jobs are created? Only programmer level. Are you getting me? Means in the coming world, every human being should be intelligent in thinking and programming. Only they can survive. So the historical timeline you should take very properly. We generally call the timeline as first AI winter, which is 1970s man. Even though 1950, Alan Turing gave the idea of automation, but practically to understand that automation can be done and AI can be implemented in a better way, it took 20 years, man. Means in 1970, AI research was overpromised and it is underdelivered, leading to the disappointment and funding cuts. First time full-fledged AI revolution started in 1970s. But very soon the investors have identified that AI is giving over promises but under deliveries. Therefore, suddenly, see the client when he invests, his budget's expecting something that will happen in a grand way, and if it is not happening, will the client continue his budgetsman? No. That's how, because of the disappointment of under delivery of AI, the funding cuts have started. And technically, you should understand that for around 10 years, once again, from there, people never were interested in AI. So from 1950 to 1970s, what happened? Taking Alan Turing test, there was great lot of hype in those days also. But in 20 years, they did not see exactly what they were expecting. So with the disappointment, the funds were cut, the budgets were reduced, and that's how AI went into a hype. This is what is going to happen even now. Is not already some Western and European institutions are thinking that AI is not exactly delivering the way it is promising? Am I correct? If this continues, man, once again you should understand the budgets will come down. So then what is the life of all the people who learn AI? Scientific AI will exist always. Commercialized AI will decrease. Okay? Because AI is not promising, will we stop space research projects? Will we stop the medical research projects? Will we stop the pharma research projects? Will we technically try to stop any of the projects that are fundamentally related to some scientific areas? No. Commercialized AI will go down. Why? Because commercialized AI is funded by corporates. Scientific AI is funded by governments. So, if commercialized AI is not being, that's where I always tell my students, learn all the algorithms, but think how you can make yourself get into scientific AI implementations. Sir, I want to become a space research scientist with my AI. Your academics also play a very vital role. I hope so. So, elaborate yourself very carefully on this. Then once again, second AI winter came. Second AI winter is nothing but 1980 to 1990s. Once again, after 10 years, people thought that let us once again go through. Now, the 10 years of funding which came down made many number of people to rethink once again where exactly AI is getting under delivered, and they started working on that. They came up with certain kinds of solutions. They started promising once again with the higher expectations as they were there. But second time it was not under delivered. First time is deliveries were not happening. Second time it was not under delivery, man. It was slow in progress. Are you getting me? Slow in progress. In the first case, you promised something, but you never delivered it. But from 1980 to 1990s, what happened is what was promised in time, it was not delivered in time, but it was delivered finally. Means I said, like this particular AI project, I will deliver you within 6 months. But it took somewhere around 9 months to 1 year. Progress was very slow, but finally results came or not. Because of the slow pace, by 1990s, the clients in the business side, not on the scientific side, the clients on the commercial and business side, they lost their interest and they stopped funding, they stopped investing the criteria and construct of artificial intelligence fields. So be very, very clear about these particular constructs. So here the problem was with the AI environment, or it was problem with the developers, 1980s to 1990s. Developers. Tools were not there. You need to write program in only which kind of languages, man? Machine language or C, C++. Are you getting me? But technically, planning yourself into the construct of languages like C, C++ and delivering, don't you think that it takes huge amount of coding because nothing is available in the form of libraries there? You have to develop everything from scratch. Because of that, technically it was very slow. It, people were promising, but not in the expected criteria. So there are many other reasons, not only developers. AI needs very large scale, quick computing machines or not. But in those days, around 1980s to 1990s, what were the kind of processors we had, man? 8085, 8086. And maybe we came up to 256. So the major key reasons is not just the developers, gentlemen. Even the developers were having the intelligence to do that. But after developing the project, the executional output of the project was very slow because of the limitation to the computational power and high expectations. Even hardware side problems were there. Am I clear? And there was a very practically problem with lack of practical applications. Means AI systems could not handle the real world problems effectively, leading to reduced interest from the industries. Means industries never got the exact amount of accuracy what they were expecting. Even though AI can automate the machine, but it was very slow. People thought that human beings can work much faster than machines. Your machine is intelligent, man, but when your machine cannot do the task much faster than the human being, will a person in business accept it? No. So these were the fundamental problems. Symbolic AI limitations were there. Means people technically had, even the developers had a great lot of problem and a struggle in learning and adapting the new information, limiting AI's potential and problem solving, understanding the data, organizing the data. All this was not is really looking too complicated. Why? Because from 1980s to 1990s, even databases like environments were not so well developed. And when expertise is expected, there were certain kinds of failures. Early expert systems were not flexible, requiring extensive human knowledge. Means for programming, you need great lot of thinkers. Means you need such kind of researchers and investors. Now, technically, can you expect everybody to be a researcher, man? No. So different kinds of problems were there, but finally delivery was happening slowly. Maybe AI once developed, it was not giving the performance as speed as expected, but AI was successful in this particular period or not? When compared with the 1970s technically did not had any deliveries. But from 1980s to 1990s, at least certain deliveries were promised, deliveries were given, but they were very slow, very slow. Are you getting me? Funding did not stopped, but basically very few people were coming forward to do funding for AI projects. Therefore, number of AI projects were very, very less when compared with 1980 in the period of 1980s and 1990s. Then we entered into the world of 2000. From 90s to 2000, once again, AI slowed down totally because of various reasons. If you are a first generation programmer, you'll have an idea. We suddenly had issues with the Y2K problem and all those things. So AI once again slowed down for certain amount of time. Am I clear? Because the world deviated on to other problems. Then in 21st century, modern AI started. Modern AI started. So you're in the world of which kind of AI? Can you tell me now? Modern AI. Okay. So 21st century started seeing some breakthroughs, man. And it started getting experienced in AI. Because of which reason, can you tell me? Modern AI's first level success was because of what? Availability of programmers. Hello. Availability of programmers. Can we say that? Or availability of programming languages? Nothing. It is only because of the faster machines. Computational speed of the machines has increased. See, second AI winter 1980s to 1990s, AI was moving, man, but it was basically not interested for funding because of what? Slow of the execution. Yes or no? Computational power of the machines was very less. The modern AI is successful, or it will be successful better only because of the growth in computational power of the machines, man. Be very, very clear about that. Okay. The reason world is now thinking that if quantum computing physically gets implemented, means if suppose you get your machines in the market which can do quantum computing directly, currently they are very few and sometimes not available. Imagine quantum computing down the line in next 10 years if it comes to your local personal machines also. See, once upon a time, GPU was considered to be part of your machine or it's not part of your machine, man. GPUs. They were expected to be part of your machines or not expected to be part of machines? Not expected. Not expected. But don't you think that the last 4 or 5 years, anybody who's purchasing a laptop or anybody who's purchasing a desktop, are you not getting the GPU at least for your video device? NVIDIA device, wherever it is there, you're having GPU. Yes or no? So currently your machines are having GPU to control what? Tell me. Currently you're having GPUs to control what? Only your graphics. Only your graphics. Now I think slowly GPUs are coming into because of machine learning constructs and all these things. If you are interested to do some fast computations on machines, which are basically involving computer vision and convolutional networks like projects, don't you think that you need to take additional GPUs with your machine and you should work? Which is costly. Our GPUs are cheaper, man? No, they're very costly. A very basic GPU will start from 25,000. Basic GPU. If you really want a very good GPU, 1.5 lakh is the minimum price. From there, it goes up to 25 lakhs also. Can a normal human being can invest on this? No. Can industries invest on this? Yes. But why they should invest when they do not have promise that your artificial intelligence project will be successful? Therefore, if your idea gets sold, then they will invest. They are not ready to invest directly. So can you sell your ideas now? Now GPU's world will definitely in next 5 years, if I'm not wrong, you will find GPU as a common concept, man. You'll find GPUs as a normal construct. Now the world is into quantum computing. Now currently quantum computing is in research, yes or no? There are very few quantum computing machines in the world. Am I correct? Now just imagine down the line 10 to 15 years or 20 years, man, if quantum computers will become part of your day-to-day life, coming into your normal machines like as GPUs came, don't you think that everybody can think like an artificial intelligence programmer and they can start developing the projects for the highest computations or not? Get ready, okay? 21st century is moving very fast in AI only because we are getting promised growth in computational power, cluster architectures, multi-processing architectures, big data environments with Hadoop-like file systems available in the markets, with Spark-like frameworks, which can do processing very effectively. So software development and hardware development, they are going hand in hand in competition now for the greatest computations. So invention of faster processors and GPUs enabled AI to solve more complex problems. Today, your processors are what, man? If you say the generation like i5, i7, i11 means what? One single processor is working equivalent to more than 12 to 13 processors in your machine. The bus capacity has increased. I don't know. What was your first internet speed? Can you just recollect and tell me, man? People can keep on the machine, select chat box. What was your first internet speed when you have taken? When you had your first internet connection? 1 Mbps. At least 1 Mbps, your people are great, man. My first internet connection was 512 kbps. 512. Okay. Less than 1 MB. Half of it, I can think. You could just imagine 512 kbps means in those days, if I have to download one image, trust me, we used to keep the download of the image and we used to go with our friends, have lunch and dinner and come back. Then we used to get that. Today, what is the very basic speed of the internet, man? Basic speed, 20 Mbps, I think. Yes or no? 20 Mbps is the minimum. And everybody is having almost 100 Mbps, definitely. Am I correct? Understand the speed that with which we are working today. Because of this computational speed has increased, 21st century modern AI is possible. So can you expect AI to slow down now? No. But the only way AI can fail is of one single reason. Can you tell me what is that? AI currently can fail only because of one reason. What is that? Can you guess? Programmers. Programmers. No, no, Ranbir. Not funding and ROI. Money is also there. Programmers. So if anywhere, if the world of AI fails in the modern era, it will be only because of the lack of professional programmers. So if large scale companies are removing people for having 10 years, 15 years, don't curse the companies. After having 10, 15 years of experience, there are 80% with software people in the market today who cannot seriously sit with patience and write programming as expected to the standard of the industry. Why industry will keep them? Because there is a huge pressure in developing new era AI projects. Clients are there, customers are there, money is there, funding is there. Programmers are not there. So change your mindset now. There are two reasons why it happened very quickly. One is invention of big data. Today, we are able to handle data in petabytes, not only just gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes also. It is only because of the availability of largest data sets on the big data environments, which will help you in developing experimental AI models, testing your particular AI models before production by huge amount of data that is available. It means knowledge base is there now. Are you getting me? Developer and execution of cluster-based architectures give positive exploration to AI. That's where I always tell throughout my course, man, AI projects in labs, they are successful. AI projects in production and implementation, they are failing. Why? Only when the real data is coming, AI projects are not showing the expected accuracy. No client will be ready to compromise accuracy in certain projects. Are you getting me? Be very, very clear. See, companies like Boeing are facing problems, man. What was the recent incident of Boeing with respect to the space research, man? Sunita Williams case. It's not it's a Boeing's failure there. And once again, they have to depend upon, I think, SpaceX, a very small company by Elon Musk, and they have to get a top level companies are having problem here because of the failure of Boeing with respect to the space shuttle in which Sunita Williams has traveled. Is it the problem of the machine or is it a problem of not checking the accuracy levels and qualitative levels through the programmers? Check out. We have everything in place today. That's what I'm saying. By infrastructure, by architecture, by network, by connectivity, we have everything in place. Now, the only reason AI can fail, if AI goes for a big failure and suddenly if it is dropped in the markets, this time it will be only because of the lack of mindset of professionals who want to become AI developers. This is really experienced in the industry today. You can keep your hand on your heart. You could have had hundreds of colleagues along with you. How many of them are seriously thinking that I should learn AI to make my survival to the next level? The second thing is invention of new algorithms. Now, these are not data structure algorithms, okay? These are all how you can manage your particular process-based algorithms. Techniques like deep learning and neural networks revolutionized AI. The highest impacted domains with AI today are what? Healthcare, finance, autonomous driving. So just because you know programming, nobody will make you go and sit in these particular projects, man. Be careful, I'm telling you. There are many students that tell me, sir, they asked me, I told, no man, did you convince your interviewer that if they take you into the project, you can make the delivery happen? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm making the fact very clear. If you come to Amir Pateman, within 45 days, AI ML will complete. Within 45 days, big data gets completed. No way. Completing the syllabus, it's very easy. But what about your experience and exposure? Get ready. So, next level AI failure only can happen because of lack of professional programmers. Because everything we need for AI is now ready in the form of physical infrastructure. The next thing in modern AI, which is very, very important, is government disillusionment. Means AI should be supported by the governments, yes or no? Because they should come forward for automation like standardizations. Do you agree with me? So government and large corporations that are initially invested heavily in research in the first level, say like around 1980s, there are some countries which have invested in AI, man, but they did not get the results. Can you really make them once again believe that AI can do? Now, that is what you should achieve now. Else, what happens is the people have already invested in AI and they have burned their hands. They are not coming forward. They are not coming forward. See, a government or any corporate, any large corporation will expect any investment for short time or it should give long time return of investment. What will be their achievement? What will be their focus? Long term, long term. Yes or no? But currently, we are unable to promise that if any investment is done in AI, it can be a long term investment with return of investments for you. Please fund. This we are lacking today. Therefore, AI can be a failure if the developers are underperforming today. That's it, man. Else AI goes wonderful because we have everything in place today to really work for AI. So check out yourself and work out. The next areas which influence modern AI is competition with traditional computing. Okay, AI was overshadowed by rapid advancements in traditional computing and software development where more immediate results were achieved. Means fastness. If you say that using C language, I will do wonderful things, but you give me 2 years of time, nobody is waiting for that now. You need to do it faster. You need to do it faster means what? Tell me. Languages should have those facilities. Why Python is provided? You should understand Python provides you library management. Are you getting me? With optimized libraries. So one side of the world is developing what? Libraries. Another side of the world is using the libraries. The third side of the world is developing applications. The fourth side of the world is using generative AI that is already there. In that way, the world has now got split into different areas of AI implementations. Yes or no? So even I think the traditional today, what is the problem with the software engineers who are already there in the industry since last 20 years, man? Can I say they are not programmers? If you have been working in the software industry with Java for last 10, 15 years, can I dare to say that you are not a programmer? No. You are in traditional programming approach. Come out of that and think in artificial intelligence approach. That's all. You need to change your approach. But what is the problem here? Being 10, 15 years in that particular area of the field, it is very big resistance for you to transform yourself into AI developers. Yes or no? You people have tried. You came and sat in the sessions. You will think. But what about your colleagues? Imagine in your cluster where you are already working, man, if 50 people are there, how many people have transformed themselves and got ready to learn AI for the next level? So competitive coding. Today it's competitive coding. You have to come out. No, I cannot think. I have problem with programming. You have problem with programming. You cannot think of surviving in the AI industry. Sir, I'm a BCom, MCom like construct. No way. You want AI, you should get ready for it. Understand these things. Anything that can hamper the AI in the modern AI era is hardware limitations. So the amount of hardware you need for supporting your latest algorithms, especially when you're working with machine learning and neural network. Basic AI is not problem. But when you want to get into machine learning and you want to go with neural network implementations, hardware limitations are there. See, all cloud vendors will say they are free. Yes or no? But can you really do everything in free tier? No. But once you take any service, I don't know whether you have experienced or not. Once you take any particular service from the out of the free tier and utilize it, and you go and check your bills, man. If you're not very concentrative, I know personally many number of people, generally for all these kind of say like clouds, we have to give our credit card. Yes or no? But once you take the service which is commercialized, you go and check your credit card bill, how it shoots. Yes, Suresh Verma, Google Colab is there, but Google Colab, will it gives you the total amount of GPU what you need? No. We will also use Google Colab in some projects. But once you purchase your GPUs, don't you think that's becoming costlier? So we need to just check. So even in Colab, if you try to purchase GPU, it will be very costly for you. So these hardware limitations means we need to develop more of cloud, and the cloud should become more cheaper. That's what I say. Currently, cloud is costly or it's cheaper? Costly. It's very costly. So additional key reasons, man, for the failure of AI in AI winters is what? Lack of robust algorithms. During the early periods, AI development, algorithms were created with fairly simple and limited to the ability of complex problems. Most of the AI systems relied on techniques like rule-based. Most of them were working on rule-based. Rule-based means what? Basic decision trees. Yes or no? AI was restricted to heuristic searches, symbolic AI. So because of that, much of the AI projects were a failure. AI approaches were effective in highly controlled, narrowly defined environments. The second is the industry created more hype than what it can do. So we gave more positiveness to the world, saying that this will happen, that will happen in the industrial side, but it never happened. And media also took one role, man. Even today, I think because of media, don't you think that everybody is saying that AI is going to happen? But how much of it is happening? Is media speaking, man? So media is also one of the reason for the AI hype. It was basically depicted, AI was depicted as if it is a general intelligence. So it is creating a kind of hype that human beings need not have any intelligence. The next part of the world will happen automatically by machines. Okay, that's good. But to develop such machines, you need most intelligent human beings or not? Most of the expectations when presented, they became unreliable. I mean, the technology was unable to deliver to the accuracy level what the industry was expecting from us. Some small projects in AI, when they become successful, suddenly the industry became overconfident. And they started adapting more complicated projects. But the complicated projects in the tasks like conversations, reasoning, and all these things, they started failing. Overhyped criteria. Are you getting me? Overhyped predictions really made AI to backlash. AI is definitely going to happen, man. Everybody is talking about AI, but nobody is talking about how the people should get prepared. Means especially software engineers and software companies, how they should get prepared for the next generation AI. Nobody is talking about this. Everybody is talking about what AI can do this, AI can do that. Because of AI, this will happen. Because of AI, that will happen. They're speaking in this way, but are they trying to make any IT or software industry to get realized what kind of professionals they need, existing professionals, how they should transform themselves into AI, the upcoming students from the academics, how they should think of doing AI. Is there any articles on this anywhere, man? Yes, AI can do everything, man. So media is only speaking about what AI will do. But is media is giving at least one article of at least half a page. In order to do that, how people should think, how professionals have to learn, how programmers have to transform their career. Anybody, any articles did you find like this? This will make the world to perish. Once again, AI can become a hype. Shift in research process. Research process shift is something that can make the AI to fail once again. AI started facing increasing challenges and failed to meet the expectations because many researchers they started shifting their focus to other more promising fields. How many number of people who are very strong in physics are available in the market today? Today in the market, you have more of software engineers when compared with all the remaining areas. Yes or no? Research has shifted. How much of research we are doing in physics? How much of research we are doing in chemistry areas? How much of research we are doing in mathematical areas? While AI research stagnated, adjacent fields such as robotics, automation, operations, they all slowly they began started gaining transaction. Means traction has started there. Forced with limited funding, many AI researchers sought out new opportunities in areas where they can apply their skills effectively and they can move away. See, when funding is not there, why I will sit there, man? I will move into another field, yes or no? Robotics and automation offered more immediate applications in industrial like manufacturing, but are they giving exactly the exact efficiency that is expected? No. So the main problem was once again a very great shift with the area of researchers. The physical researching levels have decreased. People stopped thinking on the rule of the requirement that is arising and progressing through the constructs. If you can come out of these things slowly, you will be a successful AI and ML engineer for the industry, man. Am I clear? My classes will be combination of all these things to see that you can go into the market as one of the best AI and ML programmer who can gain the confidence of you give me any problem, I can take the responsibility of sitting, researching and completing it. You have that patience, then only you love my course. Else, you will be once again like another person. 20 दिन में खत्म होना है 40 दिन में हो जाना चाहिए. No, I don't think so, man. I can't fool the people like that. Please don't let me do it. So AI is overwhelming. Nobody is saying that it's not going to be overwhelming. But the only thing what I just want to say is you need to have a basic idea on the construct of how exactly it will be happening. If these points are very clear in your mind, I'll just take you onto the overview, man. Okay, overview of AI, machine learning, and deep learning aspects. Okay, we'll get the clarity of difference between these three very quickly. Are you getting me? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Once again with you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.